This is annoying hair.
We're here. You look good. Hey, guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. Wilda and I were just catching up. It's so great to see you, the one and only Wilda, Belisle.
You did good. Thank you.
Close enough. I'm getting there. I'm trying.
It's okay.
We're here to talk about it. Wilda does amazing things. Her organization does amazing things in our community. Specifically, today we're talking about Osceola, but what you all do is absolutely amazing. And so it's always a pleasure to have you back on. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. And thank you so much for having me today here. And I tell you why, we do good things because of you and the community being with us, our side.
Well, you guys make it very easy to work with you because you do such great things. All right, let's talk about that before we get into the seniors pet supply drive and all of that. Tell us a little bit about you personally, and then let's dive into Osceola Meals on Wheels and what OsceolaGenerations.org does and all that good stuff.
Okay. All right. What do you want to know about me?
Tell us a little bit about your background. They love origin stories. They want to know maybe where you came from and how you got to the whole nonprofit world.
My passions are seniors. I always loved seniors since I was a little girl. And when I found the Council on Aging, I applied for a position as a case manager, and I was given that opportunity, and I love it. I fell in love with the place, and that was 25 years ago. And
holy God, I did not know you had been there that long.
Yes, I've been here for a long time since we were in the other building at the Shady Lane place, and that was home. And when we moved here to the new generations, and that's when I actually 15 years ago, no, almost 20 years ago, I've been doing the Meals on Wheels. I was given that opportunity of directing the Meals on Wheels program, which I loved. At first I was like, I don't know anything about food except eating food. But I was like, okay, this is with seniors. If you allow me to be a case manager for these seniors as well, then we could do it. And Beverly Hoagland, which was the CEO, and she's open for everything that is with the seniors, she was like, okay, let's do it. And that's how we did it. And the rest is history.
I think it's amazing. The whole program's amazing. For people who don't know, first of all, what Meals on Wheels is and does, let's talk about that, because we hear about it. We've probably seen the commercials. Mm-hmm. We think we know, but in reality, I think most people don't know all of the good that program does in our world. Hi, Kathy. Well, Kathy says hi.
Oh, Kathy, hi.
We love Kathy.
Meals on Wheels, actually, Meals on Wheels, I always say, and everybody that works in Meals on Wheels, we always say the same, it's more than a meal. It's definitely more than a meal. It starts with a meal to go to the houses of these seniors. And most of the seniors, to be a background, it's a program that is geared to seniors that live alone, don't have anyone to cook for them. They cannot cook.
That many of the seniors, this will be their only human contact of the day.
That's correct.
And it's very lonely. You all don't realize that there are more people out there than you know that have no visitors, no contact, nothing. That's for right. Weeks, months, sometimes years at a time. And so Meals on Wheels comes in and not only provides them a meal that they don't have to cook, that's nutrition based,
but is that
they also get the camaraderie and the talking, and they get to actually engage, because loneliness is very overwhelming at any age, but certainly when you're a senior and you have nothing.
In there is the reality of a senior live alone. It's the loneliness in there.
And so let's talk. So I've always loved your program. I love Meals on Wheels. I think what you guys do is amazing. And the seniors that I know that have experienced it are always, it's not about the food. So don't get caught up in that, guys. If you want to volunteer, you want to get involved, it's also about the being humans, and they're looking for that connection, that interaction that we all strive for and actually crave, and we need. Most of us need some sort of human interaction that's not on our TV. So talk about Jimmy's Place. So this is interesting. This is going to help a problem that I think people don't realize actually exists out there.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy's Place is for the pets of our seniors. We talk about loneliness. A lot of these seniors, the only companion they have is that pet, the cat or the dog that lives with them. This is the only thing that they see during the day, and they talk to them, and they really they used to feed them with our food. They used to share the food. And one of our volunteers, a long time ago, his name was Jimmy. He was the one that that's why we put his name, Jimmy's Pets, because Jimmy was one of our volunteers, Jimmy Scarborough. And he used to deliver Meals on Wheels, but he realized that these seniors were feeding their pets as well with the food that we delivered. And that's defeating the purpose. We want them to be healthy, and we want them to eat their food. So Jimmy started bringing pet food with him, snacks first and then pet food with him to the houses of the clients. And that's how we realized what he was doing. And Jimmy's Place came along. When we did this building, we officially call it, one space in there, Jimmy's Place. And then we start feeding the seniors pets.
I want to point out, just to kind of elaborate on what you said, they weren't feeding them like we all are probably guilty of, where we're giving our pets a little snack here and there. For a lot of them, that was the only food their pet was going to get as well. And so they're alone. They can't get out. Food is expensive. They can't maybe open the can. I mean, there are so many things that we take for granted that we don't understand that our seniors are dealing with. And like Wilda said, they're babies. This is what keeps them connected. It's what they love them, and they love them back. And so they're going to share their meal, trust me. And that, like Wilda said, that defeats the purpose. So Jimmy's Place actually will bring the food. Tell them about that. So what happens?
Yep.
Do you all bring it along with the regular meals? Do you get to know the seniors, and then you get to know what their pets are and what their needs are?
Yeah, it's mostly like that. We know the seniors. We know that they have a pet. We enroll the pets in the program. We get to know the name of the pet. We get to go once a month and deliver pet food for that pet. And if they need more, they'll call us and let us know, hey, we ran out of it. But you mentioned something very special. It's not just because of they were sharing the food because of, sharing the food like we do at home. It's because they don't have the money. A lot of them call us because they're struggling already to buy medications and things like that. That's why some of them are in our program. So now they have a pet that they want to keep, and it's their only friend, so they want food for them. They don't have the money. Pet food is expensive. I've been buying pet food, and I tell you, it goes really, really, when you have to feed so many pets, it really goes a long way.
And if you're like all of us, we're going to give our pet something before we'll take it.
There you go.
So the disadvantage for them is that sometimes that's maybe the only meal that they got, or one of the only meals. And so when they're sharing it, they're taking away from their food nutrition that they need to fight off whatever they get. Or as we get older, we need nutrients. There's just so much that goes into that decision. So tell us about what's going on with the pet drive. How do people get involved? How do they get the word out? What's the best way for them to contribute and help you all out with your initiative?
Well, with COVID, everything went crazy. And from 50 seniors we were helping with pet food, it went all the way to 72. Right now, we have 85. We have 85 pets that we're helping with pet food every month. And even though we did 85 total, we have total of 37 dogs and 48 cats that we are helping right now. And we also try to provide cat litter. Cat litter is expensive as well, and so we're trying to get all this together for them to make it easier for them. And I tell you, if you hear the stories and if you see how thankful they are, and it's so incredible. When we go with the pet food, these pets come out to greet you as well. So it's really beautiful. And the volunteers and the staff really get engaged with this. It is a beautiful program. The seniors really thankful, thank everybody for it. And we are very thankful to the community that have helped us, because we haven't been able to do this. It wasn't for different people in the community, different places in the community that help us with this. But the need is big. It's
The
every
need is
month.
great.
So
85's amazing. I still am amazed at that number. Kathy just posted this in the comments. You can reach out to Wilda. There's a phone number. There's an email, all in the comments, guys. The thing is that we just want you to get involved. We want you to, first of all, make awareness and make you aware and educate you that this is actually an issue. I wouldn't have thought of it until listen, I'm usually in touch with what's going on. When I saw this come up, I'm like, oh my God, I never thought about the impact. I know how I am with my own dogs. I can't imagine struggling to find food or pay for food. Of course, I'm going to share it with my animals. They're my family. And so I think a lot of people don't. I just didn't know. So Kathy put in the comments the number that you can call, the email. You can also reach out to me. The website, osceolagenerations.org, has everyone's contact information there. Is the pet drive, before we close out, is the pet drive going on 24/7? Is there anything special that they need to know about the food that they would donate?
yeah, mostly the pets that they have mostly, or they're small or they're older. So the food that they need is mostly dry food, but they need the small bites. The big bites we have even one gentleman only. He has 4 dogs now, and these are his companions. This gentleman was the dog savior from the neighborhood, and he had 6 and he lost 2, and he has these 4, and those are his life. And he's a very special gentleman. He was talking to me before I was in the program today, and he was telling me how thankful he is of the program and how lonely he is without those pets. And he says, you guys have helped me a lot because I couldn't afford it. He makes less than $1,000 from Social Security. That is not enough to pay his rent, his utilities, and everything else, and his medical bills. So the gentleman really is struggling. And he's very thankful. And this is the only thing he has. He doesn't even have kids, no family at all, except one. It's an aunt. He's 82, and his aunt, he says, imagine how old is my aunt? And she lives in Fort Lauderdale. So it's adorable. But, things like that is the things that people don't know. But it's important. The food that we give him, he said, this is incredible. This is the best I could, ever have. So.
All right. So let's get behind. Russ Gibson says hi to both of us.
Oh, hi, Russ.
So let's get involved. So osceolagenerations.org. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Wilda. In the comments, Kathy Pearson has put the phone number and the email address. Get involved, guys. You don't realize how much this impacts our seniors' worlds. And it is such an important thing. They are disconnected. They're already feeling disconnected. And then to not be able to get out and travel and get a meal is one thing. To see your pet and wonder how you're going to get them food is another thing. And so what Wilda and her amazing group are doing is trying to address both issues at once, which we all know is such a blessing. Thank you for being on. Thank you for all that you all do. Thank you, Kathy Pearson, too. Reach out to Wilda. She's just as amazing in person as she is on here. So let's get behind them and support everything that Meals on Wheels, Osceola Meals on Wheels is doing with Jimmy's pets. Thank you. You're amazing. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you, Ted. Love you a lot.
Love
Bye.
you lots. All right, guys, reach out. Osceola
Bye.
Generation